Hey, welcome back to my channel. Your subject line plays a huge role in your cold email open rate, and that's because your leads are going to decide whether or not they want to open your email largely based on the subject line alone. You can't mess this part up. So here's what I've got for you. I've put together a list of 60 cold email subject lines that you can test in your own campaigns. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole list in this video, but there are a few that I want to point out because if I don't explain what they mean, then you might not know for sure how to use them. Then, after you've watched this entire video, you can scroll down to the description below, and there is a link where you can access the entire download for free. God, I love a good freebie. But make sure you listen to the entire explanation so that you know how to use all of these cold email subject lines, okay? All right, let's go. Okay, here we are. So again, I'm not going to go through all 60 of these, but there are several that I want to call out and kind of explain what I mean by them. So starting with this first one, let's talk about X. That's the subject line. X could be very broad, like let's talk about your blog if you're a writer, or let's talk about your social media. Or it could be something more specific, like let's talk about your website traffic, or let's talk about your bounce rate. Let's keep going here. Quick question about your X and helping with your X. Again, X can be very broad or very narrow. Quick cue about your blog, about your social media. Quick cue about your user experience if you're a web developer. Same thing here, you can make it very broad or very narrow. This one, I saw your comment on X. This could be on a LinkedIn post, on a Facebook post, anywhere you saw this person's comment. How you could benefit from X, this will most likely be where you plug in a service that you offer. How you could benefit from blog content or social media management. You could get more specific if you wanted to though. The point is to put some type of service in there. X, expectations versus reality. This again could be very broad or very narrow. I know I'm sounding like a broken record here. Blogging, social media, web design, you get the idea. Same thing here, meeting request to discuss fill in the blank. Let's improve your X, same thing here. For this one, X plus Y equals Z. How I've used this before is because my background is in writing, so that's the service that I'm selling to my leads. I might say something like keyword research plus SEO equals blog content that delivers. You're telling them if you have X and you have Y, you'll get Z. If we keep going, I noticed you in X. This could be a Facebook group, a meetup group, any place that you saw this person. How we could improve your X, again, broad or narrow. How we can improve your blog, your website traffic, your number of user sessions. Emojis. I've done this before. It can work. I advise you to approach this one a little conservatively because if you send an email and the subject line is just a string of emojis, you could get marked as spam. So use them very strategically and start using them, like I said, very conservatively. Don't go over the top. A new X strategy for company name, a new social media strategy, a new email marketing strategy. Same thing here, plug in something either broad or narrow. Saw your X on Y. This could be something like, saw your online conference about web design. Saw your speech on SEO. Saw your something on something. How you can get X for Y. In this case, consider X a benefit and Y is whatever it's benefiting. How you can get better traffic for your blog. How you can get more signups on your lead magnets, something like that. I noticed this about your X, something broad, something specific. Either way, you're just pointing out something that you noticed about their what? Their social media, their email marketing, their website. All right, we're almost through here. Better X for company name. X can be website traffic, rankings, user experience, user interface. What would you do with X? So here you're saying to them, if you had better blog traffic, if you had better user experience, what would you do with X? That is what you'll plug in for X. This client's X improved by Y, So this is kind of a chance for you to sort of highlight a case study if you have a previous client that you got really good results for. An example of this might be something like, this client's website traffic improved by 50%, or this client's email list grew by 1,000 subscribers. If you don't have a case study that you can truthfully share, don't BS your way through it. We're not trying to mislead people. Why company name needs X? So this might be something like, why company name needs lead magnets. Lead magnets help grow your email list. Why company name needs original optimized blog content. How to improve company names X. Once again, this can be something very broad like blog, or very narrow like keyword rankings. We met at X. This can be either an in-person event, or because we're still dealing with COVID right now, if you happen to cross paths in like an online or a virtual event, that's fine as well. I help brands get benefit. So sometimes I'll use this and I'll say something like, as a writer, I help brands get more website traffic. Or sometimes I'll change get and I'll say, I help brands rank higher in Google. The point is here, you are sharing a benefit that you can offer to your clients. Okay? So that is a very quick rundown of many of these subject lines. You probably noticed in many of these cases that with X, you're just plugging in something like, need help with your blog, need help with your social media. The point is to make it, specific to the lead, but also specific to what you are offering the lead. I've said this in previous videos, the more you can personalize an email, the better. Because one of the reasons that cold emailing is difficult is because people are receiving cold emails all the time, and a lot of professionals are not taking the time to personalize them and make sure that they're tailored for the lead. And people know that. And they don't want to be treated like just another lead. They don't want to be treated like a number. They want to be treated like a human being. So talk to them like they're a human being, and it will pay off. All right, so that should clear up any of those cold email subject lines that aren't totally obvious. Your next step is to scroll down to the description below, click on the link, and you will get the download where you can access all 60 of these cold email subject lines for free. If you want the email content to go along with them, meaning what people will read when they open your email, then you can copy my 5 proven cold email templates, plug in your own details, and send those to your leads. These are the exact templates that I've used to grow my own agency to 5 figures a month in revenue, and this is what all of my students in Revenue Spark use as well. The link to those templates is also below. Help support my channel by giving this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and click on the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload new content. If you have any questions or feedback, just drop them in a comment below, and I'll catch you in the next video.